everybody, Bethany here. Welcome to my channel. I am actually going to make my first rolled flowers today. I have made rolled flowers never before. I am using a Jennifer Maker template that I just cut out on my Cricut, and I used a 12 by 12 sheet, and the design calls for using some type of coloring utensil. I've chosen a alcohol ink marker, and I am just doing little flicks to fill in around the edges just to give it a texture. This is a carnation design. I could have been simple on my first try and not gone for a two-tone flower, but this is what I chose. So I am going around each of the petals and I am just filling in, doing little flicks for most things, not trying to get a full fill-in look, and then going down the edges. And if you do something like this, just play with your technique, play with your flicking of your whichever utensil you use. If you're using a watercolor pencil, a regular color pencil, markers, Sharpies, whatever medium you choose to use when you do this, just play with your technique. Remember, it's like a brush, so you can just, if you want to practice your flecks in a scrap piece of paper off on the side, so you can kind of get an idea of what each motion looks like, that's fine. Or if you just want to let the strokes happen organically, that's okay too. You have to pick your way of doing it. And then once you have the front done, you flip it around and do the same exact thing on the back side. Now, before you start rolling the flower, you want to just finger flex. That would be what I would call it. I've seen people do it with pliers. I choose to do it a little more organically with my fingers, and I just roll it between my fingers gently so I don't rip the paper, but so that I get that organic feel of being an actual flower petal. The goal isn't necessarily to flip it like it would be in the very end, but just to give it some movement. Once you've gone around the entire way, you can start at the very top of the flower, which will be your center. So your littlest parts will be the center. And you can either use a pliers to roll, or use your fingers, a quill pen. There's all different versions of how to roll a flower. This is my first time, so I am just playing with my technique a little bit. I don't have a this is how I want to do it. This is just me experimenting. So I've seen all different ways work successfully, and like I said, you have to decide what's going to work for you. Now that I have the flower rolled, I am going to, you'll see that I'm adding dabs of glue along the way, especially towards the middle and the end of the rolling of this flower. That's when stuff starts to expand a little bit more, and I want to give it a little reassurance that it's not going to spread too far out when I flip the petals over. Now that I've reached the end of the roll, I'm going to flip over the circle base and generously glue there so that it can reach as many layers. And then for a good few minutes, I'm going to stick my thumb in the middle and push down as many of those layers as I can get to touch that center roll. And then once I have it dry enough, I will set it down and let it finish drying by itself. Now that the flower has dried enough that it won't pull off when I start pulling the flower petals back, now I'm just going to finger roll them a little bit out so that I'm giving them a little body And I'm just going around here, giving them a bend starting about the middle of the petal and then pushing them back until I have the desired look I want. The middle ones, you'll have to either decide if you want to just leave them flat or tuck them, roll them. Me, I give them a smidge of dimension, but I don't want them to rip. They are paper after all. And then once I have my desired look I'm going for, then I stop playing with them and move on to the next one. And as you can see, here are my first attempts at making rolled flowers. They're not the greatest in my opinion, but that's just because I've seen other people do better. But for a first time attempt, it's not too shabby. Next time I would probably get myself a quill pen or use the spinning trick with a hairpin and a drill. I've seen that trick on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. Lots of people have tried it. But I like the concept of building dimension with your markers, your alcohol markers, or whatever medium you decide, and just playing with it. It's not super finished on the bottom, but guess what? They're facing upright, so I don't need anyone to see what the bottom looks like. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this Try It Tuesday, and I hope to see you all next time when I have another Try It day. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next live, and who knows, maybe one of the littles will pop in. Don't forget to check out our little family shop down below and our other channels that we have as well. If you're shopping any of the places I shop, I probably have a link down there below for you to check out. It doesn't cost you anything to use my link. So I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy making. Bye. And I have a daughter who has taken off her diaper for the third time today. Apparently she's like, I'm done with diapers. But she's not grown enough to go to the bathroom consistently. Oh boy.